Oh, Foxy, it's your birthday. Not for real, just for play. This is Cree Summer, and Moana Nui will be right back.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in with the Moana Nui podcast. We're very excited to have this conversation with the creator, but also the executive deputy manager for Beyond Sleep. Hello, Robert. How are you doing today?
Hi, Dana. I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
I'm doing well.
Good.
We're so excited to actually talk to you. Dreamhack connected with your brand, and you have such a very unique brand for something out there in the market. And of course, we're going to share with our audience our live demo that we did at Dreamhack when we were there of the actual product itself. But we wanted to talk with you to kind of understand more about you, about Beyond Sleep, and, all of that. So, Robert, can you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I'm a aspiring entrepreneur. Right. I've been in the electronics industry for a long time. I've been doing this for about, I'm starting to tell my age, a little over 35 years.
So you started at 5.
Started off my career as a kind of a manufacturing, electrical engineering type of person. Went into ops. Then years ago, after about 20 years in this printer industry, I got in as one of the development managers for one of the bed brands called Tempur-Pedic. Long story short, we kind of went off and started our own piece after that. And we are an OEM provider. Our mother company, we provide a significant amount of bedding products. And as we do that, you can appreciate we continually are doing design and development and doing those type of things. And I'm also a country music guy. So I love music. I'm an audiophile. And I had the concept years ago for putting speaker systems inside of a bed. There's a lot of patents, surprisingly enough, because of the audio elements of this stuff. So we were able to work around a lot of those and come up with our own implementation. And when we initially started doing this, the reality is there's a couple really good paths to get to sleep fast. We do a lot of sleep studies. Temperature is number one, and then right underneath of it is audio. And people don't really think about audio in the terms of low resonating frequencies, but we do hear a lot about white noise, brown noise, pink noise, all kinds of little things that kind of help you to kind of relax and get into that REM mode sleep. So as we were kind of going through this, how this really came about is we like to go to the lake, and we have a small cabin on the lake, and it's got a tin roof. And when we go up there and it's raining, I can relax, and that sound just puts me at ease. Mm-hmm. So I use this app on my phone, and I was trying to figure out how to do this. And I basically took some old speakers that I had, cut up the bottom base of one of my mattresses. I wired it in because we can. And then I started doing it, and I thought, well, this is pretty cool. And so my son at the time, he was still living at home. He's a big Xboxer, right? He loves all the first game shooter stuff and, NBA 2K, football games, Madden, he's all into it. And I was up in my lab kind of working through this and wiring some, really cranking it out. And he comes up and goes, "What are you doing? It is loud." I'm like, "Oh, you got to check this out." And so Jared's like, he hops on. He goes, "Dad," he's, can you connect my Xbox to this?" I thought, I probably can. So we went and got his Xbox. We wired it in, made a little cable, plugged it into his out, right into the piece. And next thing you know, I am immersed into a Call of Duty fighting thing. And I'm feeling this guns. And when you walk, you can feel it. When you hear it, you can hear kind of a 3D because it's kind of in stereo. And explosions and tanks and helicopters. The whole room is just shaking because I got the subwoofers is cranking. But more importantly, the bed, I can feel every little click. I can hear every little move. Yes. I have somebody sneaking up behind us. I'm like, Jared, somebody on the left. Watch out, watch out, watch out. And so it literally took us from a gaming experience, but in his chair, to sitting in, because we do adjustable beds also. I'm sitting at 60 degrees, my feet up. I'm in a really nice sit up position. And I got this mattress that's absolutely rocking my world while we're playing Call of Duty. And it was crazy. So that's how that concept really got started in the gaming piece. And then you could take that and translate that to music. You can translate that to like a Zen mode. Like for me, I like to relax with solfeggio, these low frequency things. It really helps me get there. And then the other piece is, you're not supposed to have these, to be honest, Dana, in your bedroom, but most people have smart TVs in their bedroom. Yes. Because it's a smart TV and because you can connect to our product via Bluetooth, you now have your own personal little IMAX theater. You can raise yourself up, eat your popcorn, drink your coffee, do whatever. And whatever movie you're watching, one of the best demos we have is like a version of the Top Gun Maverick where the jets are kind of rocking and the whole bed will just vibrate with you. It's a very interesting concept. So, in my 35 years, I've been pretty excited about certain products that we've designed and developed, whether the printer industry or the bedding industry. But this one was one that Jack and I decided that we would take ourselves, do it direct to consumer, and between Logan and Kathy and our team, really trying to create a product that is very unique. And we recognize it's a little bit of a niche, but the gaming community, the music community, the movies, those immersive pieces, this is a really cool connection because it really brings the game alive. I won't say it's 4D, because we don't have fans and scents and all that stuff, but I got to tell you, it's really cool. And every time we've shown it, and I've shown it thousands of times, I don't think there's ever been one person that went on the bed that didn't just start smiling and like, oh my God, this thing is sick. This is crazy, right? It's very cool to watch those things come alive. So it's been a passion project, and we believe that it's going to really, it could do really well. One, it helps you sleep really good. That's number one. But because it helps you sleep and has all this other tech, it brings all those other things to life in a manner that nobody would ever think of. So it's very cool. No more gaming chairs. You have gaming beds.
And that was something that when I did the demo, it was just like, oh, wow, this is really cool. But you even have the element of zero gravity with the bed. Right. What brought you to decide to add that element to also distinguish your bed from all the other ones out there?
The zero G it's a NASA design, right? So they use those on their shuttles whenever they take astronauts up, and because it takes basically puts your back in a position where the force of the inertia of that launch, it relieves the stress off the spine. And so there are some particular angles that you can get from the NASA website. And so we use those on our adjustable beds. We have a significant amount of different, what we call programmable presets. You have sleep, you've got lounge, you've got TV/reading. Zero gravity is one of those where we can actually take your feet up and put your head up slightly, and your feet are slightly elevated above your back. And it just really removes the stress off your lower back. And that's a pretty important thing, because I can tell you, I don't game that much anymore, but I do know when I was sitting in a chair or on a game, when my son's gaming, I don't know, the rocker thing, your back gets tired. Mm-hmm. I mean, you get in some awkward positions, but with this, we can take your head up to about 65 degrees. We bring your foot up to 35, and anything between those ranges, you can adjust and make it whatever comfort you want. So if you've got a stack of pillows and you only go to 40 because you're there, the line of sight is here, you've got those adjustments on your adjustable bed. So this system is not just about the mattress. You also get the adjustable bed that comes with it. So the mattress has your speaker systems on a queen. You'll have 6 small patented titanium subwoofers and then 2 external speakers. But on your adjustable bed, basically replaces your box spring that you have in your traditional room. You can pop it out. You can sit inside of any type of furniture you may have, or it can stand alone. And so you got the adjustable base that gives you all those degrees of freedom. Got USB chargers for your device, underbed lights. Obviously, it connects to all of our other subsystem stuff, but that's what really brings this thing alive. So you got the mattress that will rock your world, and adjustable that puts you in your comfortable positions while you're playing, and you can modify those as you need to.
And one thing we end up learning about with you, you invented a lot of different things,
Yeah.
creating different things, not only with Beyond Sleep, but you are also creating other elements for the brand itself that you may or may not be able to talk about. But what continues to allow you to be in that creative headspace to continue expanding not only your inventions, but also your brand itself?
I think in this particular space, we'll just focus on the sleep side. So we believe that technology can really be a game changer in the sleep space. I've been in the industry for almost 15 years. Like I said, I came from the printer industry. So I've been in this space for about 15 years, and there's just not a lot of technology-driven products. You'll hear about hybrid foams and hybrid this, or maybe a memory foam that. And everybody liked those. And they, the latest thing was the bed in a box, ship it to your house type thing. We were one of the first people to do that, by the way. So figuring out how to roll it and tri-pack it and that stuff. But at the end of the day, there's just not a lot of technology because people don't want to have, let me rephrase that. People did not want to have like electronics in their bed system. Just like I don't want Google or Alexa in my bedroom, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to have this weird electronics. But because we're starting to see the integration of this space, and because of these fancy little iPhones and Google devices we carry around, people have become more and more open to putting some tech in their space. So we have seen that trend, whereas probably 5 to 7 years ago, you're never going to get something like this anywhere of interest. But because as our aging demographic moves and our younger generations become more of the population, and I would say I'm a young at heart type of tech guy, right? So for my kids, they're all about it. No big deal. Me, no big deal. I mean, we grew up and PCs just came out. When I was a freshman in college, World Wide Web just started, right? So from that side, we grew up with it too. But my mom's side, she can send text messages and do FaceTime. She's not going to probably want something like this. But I will tell you, my mom has one of these. She loves it. She uses it for the massage function, because not only can you make these little subwoofers make speaker sounds, because as a musician, you've been to a concert, when a subwoofer hits, you hear the poof. Right? But because we can do that, we can apply a frequency to those subwoofers, and we actually make the cone move, and it gives you one of the best massages that you'll ever have outside of going to a massage parlor.
Oh, very nice.
So it's a very, very unique way of kind of getting after it. But, designing product in this space has been very, very interesting. We do some really cool stuff that we sell, voice control modules. We designed a chip, a computer chip, like it's called a system on chip. It's a SOC that actually we can talk to a device. And because we have tuned 5,000, I got 5,000 voice samples from Boston, New York, Kentucky, Texas, Georgia, California. So we got just varying voices, because not everybody speaks like me. People in Eastern Kentucky, like my sister, instead of saying hi, she'll say hi. I mean, how do you do that? So we had to go get all these samples and tune this system to where we could actually listen. And then you could say, I think we have a wake up word. It's kind of like Alexa, but I think it depends upon who you talk to. You can say, okay, my great grandmother's name was Pearl.
Okay.
Right. So this is my grandfather's mom. I used to mow her grass all the time. I hate mowing grass. That was my job. But her name was Pearl. So my grandma Pearl. So I made this, and it's old coding language as well. So you can say, okay, Pearl, head up, and okay, Pearl, massage on. Okay, Pearl, go flat. And you don't even have to press the remote control on a button anymore. So taking technology that we have today and integrating it into a space that's now accepting of it, it's exciting, because it's basically uncharted territory, and you got all this adjacency innovation, whether it be through the auto industry, from the case good industry, like motion furniture, recliners, televisions, high-end stereo systems, to gaming systems. I've never been a believer of you have to be the inventor of everything. You can be an integrator. Steve Jobs did not invent the MP3. He did not invent the iPhone. but he integrated a lot of cool stuff that made a series of technologies come together and work as a system. And so I think that's an important part of it. You know, we didn't create Bluetooth. We didn't create some of the other things that we use in our tech, but we can integrate it and provide what we'll call a gateway so that they all can interconnect and work. That's what's kind of cool.
Very nice. Now, of course, I learned about and you kind of talked about it before, of your passion for music, and especially country music. How has music been to help you with your own mental health?
You know, I tell you, I think most people that play music find it very relaxing. If I'm feeling a little stressed, like if I'm so I'm in my office, and half of it's my office, my garage is my lab. I've been working from home for 15 years for the most part, but over here I've got like my wall of guitars, and every now and then if I'm hitting a spreadsheet, if I'm working through something and I'm just like, oh God, I just want to look at another number, I'll just stroll over here, sit on my little stool, and I'll get my guitar out and I can just relax. The kids will tell you as they were growing up, if I'm downstairs, we're playing the piano or something, don't ask me a question. I am not going to answer. I am in my zone. I am getting my Zen on, and I am in my just need to do something just to relax. But it does. I think music has a way of helping you to remove some levels of stress. And if you're actually an artist or musician or composer of something, it's a different level of creative release, if that makes sense. So it's a left side, right side kind of world. But at the end of the day, it does really help me to be, it's my happy place. It really kind of makes me, it fills my soul. And my wife laughs. And I think this year we'll do about, still playing a band, right? So we'll do about 70 shows this year when it's all said and done. And that's a lot for a full-time job type thing, just kind of do it. But no, we really enjoy it. And that space of creating music and doing that, and then having songs on the radio and playing them out and people sing along with you. That's very rewarding in itself. But yeah, that's kind of my happy place. My wife is like, yeah, go fill your soul. She likes I like to play music. It's good. It's a good win.
And it's even more when you have that support system of having your wife supporting you with that. So that is lovely to hear. Yeah. So of course you have this music career, you have Beyond Sleep, you have trying to take care of your family, your kids, all the stuff that they're trying to do. How are you maintaining that work-life balance to kind of make sure you're taking care of your own self?
You know, I think that's an important piece. I would tell you that's something that I learned the hard way. As a young guy kind of coming into a Fortune 500 company, you're busting your hump day in, day out. And, you know, you want to get there before the boss gets there, and you want to wait till he leaves before you leave. And I learned that sometimes that's not a good thing. I spent a lot of time as a young guy because I needed to, traveling all over the world. I mean, my first time outside of the country was literally with Lexmark International. They sent me to China back when I was like 25 years old.
Oh, wow.
And we're talking early China back in the probably early 90s, 94, 95.
Okay.
And I watched the streets go from dirt to paved to infrastructure to, landscaping and big buildings and all the areas around the Hong Kong area and Shanghai and Beijing. It was an interesting thing to watch, but that really kind of taught me as I got older that, I need to spend more time at home. And if you're at home, you should be more engaged with your family, your kids. So I coached the baseball, I coached the basketball, the football. I will tell you an odd thing about me. I did go to school to play college football, and it really wasn't on my back. I got a Moorhead Eagle back there.
Okay.
But I was converted to a college cheerleader, and I was on the very first national championship team there. So I've got 3 nice national championship rings as a college cheerleader, and it helped me to pay for my education. So I taught my daughter gymnastics, and we opened up a gymnastics studio, and I had a tennis shoe, and I had a cheerleading company. And so I was really always trying to find ways to integrate my family into my work type worlds. And I think if you can do that, that's good. And I do think that balance is pretty important. And I've learned that as I've gotten older. And I said this in one of our interviews not too long ago, and I tell my kids this all the time. You should choose happiness. If you're not breaking the law and you're not hurting somebody, always choose your happiness. But more importantly, I truly believe that you can always make more money. You're not going to make more time. And I think as my kids were growing up, I recognized when they were probably in their early, maybe 10 or 11s, I don't have much time left with them. They're going to then hit college, and at a minimum, I had like that small window of 8 years. And inside of those 8 years before they left, 3 of them, I was like the worst dad ever, right? No, you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're too strict. You're too that. But I've learned that you can always make more money. You're just not making more time. So you got to prioritize what's important in your life. And I, at that point, decided my time with my family was more important than anything that I could ever invest in. So I believe that. And my kids will tell you, we're going to go to Pittsburgh. Everybody's loading in a car. We're going to be strapped in tighter. We're going to be packed in there like sardines. 7 people and a dog all the way to Pittsburgh from Lexington, Kentucky. And we're going to be sandwiched, but that's what you do, right? You show up. And I think that work-life balance is something that you have to manage. Because if not, it puts a level of mental health stress. It puts stress on your family. It puts stress on your career. And if you can figure out what kind of makes you happy, and music is that for me, right? So my family's number one, music probably number 2, and all my work effort is number 3. It's not who you are, it's what you do to enable what you love to go chase. I think that's an important element.
Oh, very nicely said. So for those in the audience, our students out there, because there was a time that STEM was really talked about, and for people to think beyond just the doctor, lawyers, we need our STEM elements to really create, or now STEAM elements of the arts and science and math to really make things happen. For those that are learning, because you are a creator, an inventor, what advice would you give to a student out there that has that creative bug, but don't know, well, they're telling me this is stupid. I shouldn't do this. I need to go and be a doctor instead. What advice can you give those students out there to pursue those creative juices in inventing or going into STEAM?
I would say that you have to kind of follow your passion, your heart. And I think everybody's wired a little differently. Some people are not going to be those people. Some people are going to be, lawyers or a doctor, or, they could be an HVAC guy, an electrician, a plumber, whatever those things are, their skill set. I think everybody has that kind of there. And in some cases you can learn that. It's not something that you're not untrainable, right? From an aptitude level, I think it's there. But if you're leaning into the STEAM or the STEM world, and you have that creative juice, a lot of the things that I would say that we learned early on as engineering management and developers and whatnot is you can't say, here's your problem, go find a solution. You hear that a lot. Yeah. So you have to figure out what type of thing are you trying to solve for, and is there a market for it? Because I think sometimes the engineering community and the developers and the creators, they think, oh, this is the best product ever. I'm going to sell 1 million of these. I'm going to become a bazillionaire. The reality is in order to get probably 1 or 2 really good ones, you got to create 100, maybe 500, because not all of them are going to hit. And you got to do the market research. You got to understand your competitive advantage. And then you got to look and see what's that competitive landscape and how do you stack up against it from a technology perspective, from a pricing perspective, from a customer value perspective. I used to say a lot, I was the head of innovation at Lexmark. We had 5,000 people there. And I used to tell the engineers, I get it. You invented something cool. That's great. So Dana, good for you. Yeah. What value does that bring to the customer? Because if you can't create value for the customer, it's just an invention. When you create value that someone will go spend their money for the product that you created, now you have innovation. That's different. It's a very different way of looking at that. Invention is what is the mother of all necessity, what they say, but invention is just invention. But if people don't buy it, you just created a widget that sits in a closet. And what's the point? Maybe you do it for yourself and that's cool. But most of us that are in this space to go create product or create a solution for a particular problem, we want to monetize it. We want to take it to market. We want to either improve people's lives or provide a better service, better product, or this better widget that does this different than that one. And so you're always looking at that. So they have to look at these things in a much different light. And I tell you, it's got to be tougher in this particular state, because between ChatGPT, AI, you got all the other, social media elements. I mean, we didn't have PCs growing up. We didn't have cell phones. I mean, heck, the first time I went to China, I carried a briefcase with foils, right? I mean, we didn't have all this stuff. We couldn't log into a PC and plug in HDMI cable and start looking at designs and drawings and renderings. It was old school. You're hand sculpting stuff or you're modeling stuff out. So I do think that that's something that we have to recognize. But, those pieces where you got to go and do those things are pretty critical. But the other thing is you got to fail fast. You got to fail often. Like I said, in order to get one or two really possible paths on a product, you probably have done it 50, 60, 70 times. Or in some cases, if you had a concept that you already had, started on, maybe there's a path that you shorten that cycle. But I always tell they ask, even in the world that I live in today, well, how long does it take to make that change? That doesn't seem like it's just a button on a remote control. I'm like, look, dude, I understand you think it's just a button, but under that button is a printed circuit board. And on that printed circuit board is an actuator pad. And when you press that button and sends this command to this piece, if you just move the button, I got to go relay out all the stuff because all that stuff underneath it there is not there. It is not just as easy as go move the button. So it's an interesting thing, right? You got to really look at how do you go solve those problems. And I would say that you have to really focus on what you're trying to solve for. And then you come up with those various solutions. But, STEM in most cases is basically that. You've got a young person or somebody is really thinking through how would I get there? So that would be my advice. I would focus on that piece. That was a lot.
That's all right. But a lot of people need to hear that. You may be on the end that someone's like, that is my goal. I have my own business, creating my own thing, but they need to know about the stuff to lead up to it, that you can create a bunch of stuff, but if it's not useful to people, like you said, it's just going to collect dust in the closet.
It's an invention. There's a lot of closet inventions sitting out there.
That is true.
Yeah.
And some may take some time to come to fruition because some may be ahead of their time, and then others it's just Yeah, and we do that a lot, even in our space. Right? We have a technology roadmap where we'll look at the industry and go, okay, this is where we are today. Here are the things we'd like to do. Well, what do you need to get there? Sometimes you got to build some stuff to get there, but you got to have a map to kind of get you there too. So we have an idea funnel where we'll take maybe somebody said something at Dreamhack to say, oh my God, if we could just do this. Okay. I am a firm believer that most anything is possible given the right amount of time and money. Yes.
Most anything. If you give us the right amount of time and money, I think we can figure a lot of stuff out. So you take those ideas, whether it comes from a customer or from a trade show or from some competitive research, or maybe you got some R&D guys that got some great, crazy ideas. And so you put those into a funnel and you start prioritizing them and you get them to a certain point through proof of concept. And whenever those are there, maybe you're a little bit early. Maybe the market's not ready for that yet. But you've got them to a certain point that whenever the market does shift, you can plug that in. And then instead of taking it a year, maybe it's only 4 to 6 months. So you got to do all those things, and you got to have that roadmap as well. So I think you'd asked earlier, what do we do in the beyond sleep space? And then that's kind of the path, right? We took this and we already do adjustable bases. And so we created the mattress with the integrated speakers. And then as we went through the first iteration, we added connectivity with aux in, aux out, because we needed, people are like, well, how do I plug this into my home stereo system or my this? Oh, I didn't think about that. Let's put a connector on it. Easy enough to do. And now, our next generation of this will have multi-point Bluetooth connectivity, because now that I understand the game world a lot better, not that I wasn't paying attention to my son, most of his community wear headsets.
Yeah.
Now, my external speakers don't help you with those. So I need to be able to connect to your headset and to my control box, so that then the sounds that come from the control box get broadcast to your headset, but the explosions and all the other stuff still map to the bed. So having a multi-point Bluetooth system in our next generation is something that we learned from talking to people like you and going to these conferences. And I think that's something that you adapt, and you have to continually be in tune with what your customer requirements are.
Mm. I honestly could see your bed also added the element, as you were kind of mentioning earlier. And I was like, oh, I could see the bed doing it. Is a lot of people use like the essential oils, and giving that fourth element, that 4D for you is, hey, you can release the scent slowly as you're trying to go to sleep and stuff, that you can have that lavender or that chamomile scent for it. So hey, that could be an upgrade.
I'm with you. I think that's a great idea. And it helps you to sleep too. Some of those scents. So my partner actually has an essential oil company in Taiwan. And so he does that. I used to have some of his little bottles up here. I don't know if I have. Oh, here's one of the samples that he gave to me not too long ago.
Oh, wow.
Right? So he does this, and we've talked about having a small diffuser, because our control boxes have a small 5-volt output. You just plug it in. It could just puff it, and you get your thing. You can set it on your app, and so every 30 minutes or once every 4 hours, I'd like to have that. It's something real easy. We talked about that a lot. That's a good idea. I really can see that, especially for people on the corporate aspect, and that you have the zero gravity, you have those white noise or nature noises playing, and then having the scent. And then that way your body can have all three to kind of bring itself down. Yeah, that would be cool. I agree. I think that's something. Again, that's on the roadmap. We just haven't had sometimes, coming back to your other question too, is how do you get technology and push? Developers push technology, customers pull technology.
Yes.
And sometimes you need the customers to define what that is, so it's easier for the pull, right? So as a designer, you think, oh, this is the best thing. They're going to love this. But again, if nobody's out there to get it, it just sits there. But if you kind of have got that, somebody's really interested in the essential oil piece, how can we take what we have today and take it in and put it into a product, maybe get it out there, test it, refine it, and market it, right? How do we take it to market? That's a cool piece. And I would tell you, to me, that's one of the most exciting things. It's kind of like, think about the music side that you asked about. If I took a blank piece of paper and my pencil and I went and sat with my guitar, I'd start with writing or whatever. It's the same thing on the product side. So those worlds do kind of connect at some point. It's not just either or, because it's a very similar piece. If you have a concept on how do I take this particular widget, put it on it here, and then what do I need to get it to a proof of concept, to an engineering verification, to getting into a marketing kind of pool, and then try to understand what's the market size, what's the opportunity. Engineers sometimes have to be more than just an engineer. You have to understand the business side of it as well. Right. So trying to figure out how to kind of do that. But those blank pieces of paper, while they're different, they're kind of the same. The creative is the creative, whether it's a piece on the music or the artistic side, or it is something that you do relative to some of the other stuff that we do. And so you start thinking about how do you go reach those things, and some of the stuff that we have, getting it out there in front of people is important. And Kathy, who you've met, has done a great job for us as our publicist. And we now, I think last season, we gave away 3 or 4 different Beyond Sleep type products on Price is Right. Yes. I tell you, my mom, she's a Price is Right freak. That and Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, right? And I do like me some Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. I'm like, don't bother me at 7:00. I'm down for an hour. Don't do it. But so having the ability to get the product out there, and that was a good good piece. She really got us landed there. And so I think they get 5 or 6 million views a day on that show. And whenever we're in a showcase, we're in there like 8 to 12 times. That's driving it. And you can go look at our data for Beyond Sleep. When it hits, for like a week, you'll see us trickle off, and it'll be a big spike, and then it kind of go down. So
yeah,
those are things that you kind of have to get out there. So having the right partnerships, the relationships, the path to market, that's all part of the process. You got to think through everything. It's not just how do I design a product. It's how do I get it to a customer? How do I get it to the right customers? Right. And that's what our team was down at Dreamhack is those are our customers, right? Those are part of our demographic that we think that are important to the success of the product. And I'll tell you, I think in all of our creative content through social medias, whether it be the Meta Suite, YouTube, those type of things, I think the ones that connect the most are the gaming / technology pieces. Those are the ones that we get the most feedback on or interaction, right?
Yes. And, one thing I was talking to your team at Dreamhack, because of course, getting introduced, I'm like, in our audience, along with gaming, we also have a lot of people within the healthcare industry. And I was just like, oh, wow, this would be really great to get this in front of these nurses and doctors, not only for their own selves, but also offering the opportunity to their customers. So for like hospitals, clinics, but also other gaming conventions like Evo, which is a global competition in Las Vegas, how can people get you to their to these conventions or to these hospitals so they can see the product for themselves?
So that's a challenge. The conventions are the easy ones because we don't have a storefront. It's a little bit more of a headache because the option to go direct to consumer is really the path that we're on. We'll look at it. I mean, the Evo and the other pieces, I'm sure there's opportunities for us to do things. We actually have a small space in Las Vegas already. We have at the World Furniture Market, because that's where, believe it or not, anything you could ever imagine that goes into your house is in one of these 3 buildings twice a year. So we go there and we have our products there and some of our adjustables and some of the stuff we do for our other customers. But so we do that, and we'll have to figure out what are the key areas that we want to go invest in those trade shows to get the more we get out there, the more people get the buzz. So those are all things I think Logan and Kathy are really good at trying to figure out where the right paths to kind of go to. Again, we've kind of focused probably on 3 or 4 main pieces with the Beyond Sleep products right now. It's the gaming community, music, kind of movie, so that immersive element. And then there's the relaxation, help to sleep and do the other stuff, right? Because it's not just about how you watch movies. The most important thing that we can do is give you that sleep recovery, because your sleep cycles are really what helps your body, your brain to reset itself, right? And if you don't get good sleep, there's now a lot of data that says if you're not sleeping well, you got real bad health problems. It drives all kinds of other issues. So our products are, number 1, focused on sleep, and 2, because we we integrated some other cool technology pieces to kind of help people to get there. And I'll tell you, some of the stuff inside of I can't remember the exact words. What's it called? Anyways, there's something to do inside the inner ear that if you have ADHD or some type of attention challenge, frequencies and some movement actually help to soothe that. So it's a proven thing. So I think that as we kind of integrate some of these other pieces, I think the Beyond Sleep world will be something that's there. And you talked about the other products and how do we go create it? I mean, we now have the adjustable beds. We'll be releasing what I'll call bed in the bag stuff. A lot of times, people are like, "Oh my God, it's $1,500." Well, yeah, you can't really get a decent mattress anymore for less than $1,000.
Yes.
But now you're getting that and the adjustable bed whole system for less than $2,000, and it's got a ton of tech in it. So you're trying to figure out what are those gateway products to get you there. So we're getting ready to launch some pillows, probably some toppers, mattress toppers. Then we also have a bed in the bag stuff that we've been working with. There's a dude in the space that we have as a creator, in Minecraft. His name is Dream. I don't know if you've ever heard of Dream.
Yes.
So Dream has about 32 or 35 million subscribers to all his stuff, and he's starting to post a lot more regularly. And so we've been working with him over the last year and a half, and we're going to launch some bedding products with him. So that's it's kind of a cool path. And again, this is all part of how do you take a product and find the market, and then find the right collaborators and the right pieces and parts to make it all work. So it's a continuum. It never ends. It's never a one and done. You're always doing something.
Oh, truly. Yes. Like I said before, I was like, I could see you all at Evo, which is a bigger gaming convention, tournaments and stuff they have going like they're similar to Dreamhack. But then CES, the Consumer Electronics Show, I definitely can see y'all being inventor there. Because I know my company, my full-time job company goes there every year because, all the, big companies go to that because they need to see what's the newest and biggest and things of products that they can see collaborating with or working with, or even integrating into their own products and stuff that say, hey, we'll love to sell your stuff and everything. So I could definitely see that.
We took Beyond Sleep to CES.
Oh, really?
We had a big booth space there, and it was absolutely, I'm sure Kathy and Logan and the team were busy at Dreamhack.
Yes.
Girl, I am telling you, for almost 4 days, I could not hardly get a drink of water. I couldn't even go pee. It was so busy. It was amazing. So we had actually set up like a quad space. So we had one with music, one with movies, one with just relaxation, and one just because we needed to fill another space. We had two 2XLs. And so people were in and out. And there was only 2 of us. And we had 4 spaces. So trying to make sure everybody was kind of connected to do the stuff.
Oh, yeah, we're extra busy.
After the first day, we had to put up a sign. Be right back. Bathroom break. 5 minutes. We'll see you. Just stay right here. Oh, it was amazing. So, yeah, we took some of those questions, and that's how we got some of the iterative design points that I was telling you about. On the mattress, on the cover, on the adjustable bed. They really wanted to have more presets on the remote. So we do those all day. We can do that. But having the multi-point Bluetooth connection and some of the other stuff came out of some of those gamers that came to CES. And that was a few years ago. Yeah, that was a cool experience.
That is awesome to hear.
Yeah.
As for those that are watching this and of course getting exposed to Beyond Sleep for the first time, I know I talked about this at Dreamhack in the demo, but if they're interested in ordering, I know right now you don't have the brick and mortar, but how could they be able to, contact, to place an order or get more details about some of the products?
So we have a really nice website. It's called, BeyondSleepTech.com. You can go through there to launch you to our ordering platform. We'll sell the mattresses independently. We'll do them as a bundle. It's your best value. And there's a sleep guarantee on that, right? So we'll give you, I can't remember exactly the trial period. I think it might be 365 days. Trying to keep up with the Joneses on the direct-to-consumer world. All these bed-in-a-box guys do a full year. But I'm convinced, I've been sleeping on it for almost 4 years now. It's a great sleep. And so we have the ability, we have confidence in the product that, they can go out and give it a try. But our website will take you there. I know that at Dreamhack, we actually had a specialty code with the holiday seasons coming up. I would anticipate that we would have some Black Friday deals, some Christmas deals. We're also doing some affiliate things with some folks and doing some testing some other places. So, it's going to be on radio. So we're trying all the different ways that how can we get to a customer to explain to them what it is and then have people really kind of talk about it, because it's a little bit different. And this is the challenge that the creative team has had for the last year and a half as we really kind of went on this journey. How do you take a product that's static, just flat, and you can look at it and go, oh, it's a mattress. Everybody knows what a mattress is.
Exactly.
How do you explain to them and show them in pictures or in a video really what it does? And so we've gotten a lot better of kind of showing that with some transparency images, showing the way the layers come together. You'll see that on the website. There's some actual creatives. We did CMA Fest this year.
Oh,
Kathy got us locked in with, it used to be MCA, so I guess Warner Music or whatever it is these days. They changed their name. But we were at the VIP level up on the Sky Deck. And so we'd have these musicians that were coming in, like these guys, 49 Winchester, Bella Franz. We had some really cool people that were there. Bryce Leatherwood, he's like, oh, man, I've never heard my song laying in bed. This is cool. But it was kind of interesting because you could see them laying on the product. Yeah. And what's nice is because you can connect it to anything, as soon as they lay down, we would play their song on our bed and their eyes would boing, real big. Yeah. And then, these guys are like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Yes. We had one of the DJs that were doing some of the mixing in between the songs. And he jumped up as soon as it's one of the funniest videos. It was, dang, he goes, when that bass hit, I thought it was going to be little. He goes, that bass is big. He goes, I want one of these. Yeah. So getting that type of reaction where people can just not see just a static image, but really see and hear somebody else's, reaction. That was worth $1 bazillion. That was really cool. And you felt it, right? Because you're like, oh, it's a bed. It's really nice. When it hit, you're like, oh, that is very different. Yeah, it's cool. So that's been that's the ticket there. So getting that, they can go to the website and start getting a feel for that. But we're confident in the product. We offer a nice a sleep guarantee.
Very nice. Yes, because even when I demonstrated it with everybody, you get to see with this interview is when I getting that zero gravity, but then like most people that are the corporate world or things, it's like, okay, I need to turn this off to sleep. And I literally had to tell him, as I was like, look, let me take this eye mask off that you gave me so I don't fall asleep.
Yeah, it's very relaxing, right? I mean, so again, the product itself is a really, really high quality product. I mean, I designed foam for a long time. I did this for, I would say through my last 10 years. For other folks, I've probably made 3 to 5 million mattresses.
Oh, wow.
Right. So other than OEM. So you think about all the learning that we've gotten through working with the multiple other companies that have big brands. And then you take that same type of learning and you apply it to a product that you're bringing, you're going to get a really good product. So we really focus on sleep because that's our number one goal as a company. Is we want to help people to sleep better. But because we're helping you sleep better, we can also bring music, gaming, movies, relaxation. We can take it to a whole new different level that's off the hook. It's really, really cool.
That is so awesome. Well, Robert, I definitely want to thank you for taking the time to interview with us. And then, as I mentioned earlier to everyone, we're going to go right into the live demo and my conversation with the team at Dreamhack right after this interview, for all of you to definitely see the demo, see my own experience, and then also learning how you can kind of pick out what works best for you and, placing your own order. And we'll love to hear from you.
BeyondSleepTech.com. BeyondSleepTech.com. Don't forget
that. There you go. And of course, you will hear in that interview a discount code that was being provided. So I definitely, if any of you end up ordering and using it, love for you to get your feedback also, because we love to keep this ongoing conversation about any of these products, because we're constantly getting inundated with so many things and commercials. And of course, our social media is constantly having influencers and so many other places selling stuff. So we definitely want to find out from you, so Robert and his team can definitely get your feedback of your own personal experience of using this product, especially in the ways that may work for some of you creatives, the healthcare providers that watch our show, but then also our students, our corporate employees and stuff like that you can let us know what aspects of Beyond Sleep works the best for your type of personality or the type of job that you do.
Yeah,
So,
and I can tell you, the other thing too, Dana, and it just hit me to talk about this, and I apologize for the late jump.
that's all right.
But given your audience, we are constantly looking for influencers and creative people to partner with as an affiliate. If anyone out there that's watching your broadcasts really think that they got a nice size audience, they should reach out to us through our contact page on the BeyondSleepTech.com site. We're constantly adding what we'll call the micro influencer world to the space. And that's an opportunity for them to earn some money. It's an opportunity for us to reach a different audience. So we welcome that.
Okay, y'all hear that? So definitely do that, and then learn more through my own personal demo that you're going to see shortly. So you can also, like I said, all of you, because I know some of you are gamers, some of you are you have your own comic book lines, publishers. We got a vast variety of audience members. If you feel this is something you would like to partner with, definitely go to their website. And so that way you can, learn more and also bring this to your own audience that can definitely see a need for and expose this to, because the best way to promote is word of mouth.
And we believe that for sure.
Thank you. Exactly. So everyone, thank you again for tuning in. Definitely go to BeyondSleepTech.com to end up learning more about the products to place your own order. And then definitely stay tuned in to watch my live demo and learn about the discount code you can use when you place your order. Once again, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we'll be seeing you soon with this live demo. All right, everyone. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. We're going to get cozy.
Yeah, let's get cozy. Let's
All
jump on.
right.
How we doing, Dana?
I'm doing all right.
You want a little sleep mask too?
Yes, I'm going to get it full throttle with it.
Oh, yeah. Jump up.
I feel the vibration already.
Oh, we haven't even started.
Okay.
We're just getting we're getting warmed up here.
Okay.
But yeah, isn't that wild? You're already like
All
we're in the sub mode.
There you go. Here we go.
So we got a full playlist. So let me do this. So we're gonna go have a little concert in bed, yeah?
Okay.
So here in just a second.
Music playing. Okay.
Yeah, we're about to feel a little beat drop.
Okay.
You feel that sub underneath
Yes.
you right here? All right, so here's the idea. You got 6 subs going and 2 external speakers, right? So this whole thing can take you through immersive entertainment experiences.
Okay.
You think gunfire, grenade explosions, that sort of thing. You're playing Call of Duty, TNT explosions in Minecraft. And then even when you're doing, let's watch a horror movie, you've got jump scares that grab you, that sort of idea. And then we can take it all the way to the other end of the spectrum and go to slow, low, deep Zen mode, right?
Yeah.
Meditation. Feel your waterfall sounds, all that sort of thing, right? So I'm going to take you through some fun modes here.
Okay.
So let's do this. I'm going to change you over. So like even think about different modes, like think about a date night in bed
Yeah.
too. Like
I
a
need to call
romantic
him.
mode. You feel me? All right, so let's do this.
So just know if you get on here, you may have those flashbacks and you need to call him or her. So just know that. Like,
All right, so I'm going to change modes on us here.
you don't need alcohol. This will just make you say, hey, I need to call her. I need to call him.
All right, yeah, I know. Yeah, you just feel it, right? Yeah. Let's go up couch mode. We're going to get you sandwich here, so get
Okay.
comfortable with me.
Yes.
Because now we're going to work from home.
Okay, yes.
We're going to work from home. We're going to watch TV in bed.
Yes.
That sort of thing. So we're going to get relaxed. We're going to get some relief on the legs here.
Yes.
But you can really sit up. You can get really comfortable in this thing long term.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, here.
And then you're getting proper back support. So if you are working versus on a regular bed, you don't have that back support to make sure you're ergonomically correct and everything while
Yes,
you're
ma'am.
working.
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
nice,
No,
nice.
So this is like, we can almost toss you out of bed here, get yourself waked up in the morning, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's a total experience here. But yeah, so it's a super quality mattress. The same guys that make this make a lot of the beds that you heard of today.
Okay.
So, you know, a lot of the main brands. So you're getting a super quality foam, backed by 10-year warranty here and a 365-night trial. So if you try it out and you don't like it in a year, then you can send it back.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah. So I'm going to take you through one more mode here. I'm going to get my sleep mask ready.
Okay, sleep mask ready.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go 0 gravity mode.
Okay, all right, here we go.
So you're still in party mode right now.
Yes.
It's time to get some actual rest.
Okay, time for rest.
We've got some sleep studies going that are showing science-backed evidence that these low frequencies and low tones are actually good for increasing REM sleep.
Okay.
Improving that's going to release a little bit of pressure in the spine.
Ooh, nice.
Relax the nervous system a little bit.
Okay.
So that's where we're going to go now.
So here we go. As we go down the sleep mask, we'll slowly go down. Slow.
All right, and then we're going to go to subtones here in 3, 2, 1. All right. Now, just imagine you're falling asleep in a train or a car.
Okay.
That's the sort of vibe here. You should just have this low rumble, purr you to sleep.
Which is always the thing. You're doing a road trip, and no matter how much you try, you will start getting that lull to sleep because of how the road is just moving on the road. So yes.
Yeah, that's the vibe. So you've got, we've got people who say, hey, this is super helpful for my family member with sensory needs. You think autism spectrum too, that have certain stimulation needs that you might need that sort of that purr throughout the night too. So it helps keep you in that sort of state. If you're restless, we've had veterans they say, hey, I've got a metal plate in my leg. This actually helps relax that because that leg gets restless. So it just kind of keeps it stimulated throughout the night. So yeah, you can have fun with this. You can party playing great games that are explosive, and you can go zen, meditate, that sort of thing. But then it's also the health side too. Yeah. Very
nice. So like with these benefits, I know some beds for people who have like flexible spending or HSAs. Does Beyond Sleep have that option that people can pay with their HSA Visa cards or anything like that?
So we're working on that now for the certification. I think those white papers will help with that. Those sleep studies have shown that it's science-backed, so I think that will put us there to do that. I'm hoping that's soon. But right now, the best options are we've got financing for up to 12 months that at least, if you want to do that, then it's payments as low as like $100 or $150 a month. And it's not crazy. So, and they're doing 30% off now for Dreamhack only. So the twins start at $1,100. It's not crazy. It's super competitive. You've got top of the line quality foam there too. So you are getting an incredible mattress and an entertainment bundle with that. You can get 30% off for Dreamhack. You're less than $1,000 in the starting point. So yeah, it's not crazy, but we are working on the HSA. That's a great question.
Awesome. So as far as your mattress sizes, you said twin. How big does your mattresses go?
So we go up to a California King, and we've also got split systems too. So if you've got a partner that wants to lay flat, have a different experience, you can have that for them. You can do a split king system there and have your own side going however you want it too. So yeah, we have the full range there.
And for your bed systems, I know sometimes it's like, okay, you're paying for the mattress, but you got to pay extra for the platform that it has to go on. You have to pay extra for this, pay extra for that. How does it go for your brand for all the stuff that they need for the setup of the bed?
Yeah, super question. So we've got both the base and the mattress separately, or you can get them in a bundle.
Okay.
So you can do it either way you want. And a lot of people, because the base is so, it's an industry top tier base, it's one of the best bases on the market. A lot of people will get the base standalone as well, because they might have their own mattress they want to get.
Okay.
But the best deal is going to be the bundle. So you can get both of them together, or you can get them separate if you just have your own base you want to put it on as well. So you got options there.
Okay, very nice. And so, like with the split bed and everything, you have those people that are not back sleepers, they're side sleepers.
Yeah.
How does your mattress accommodate those that are side sleepers that need a different type of support for their sleep pattern?
Yeah, no, that's awesome too. We've had actually a few side sleepers test that out. They say, hey, I want to make sure this works for side sleeping too. And they found that too, because you have this independent control of foot, head, and then this sort of center, so you can have any sort of dip that you want. You got wide hips, you got little hips, whatever, you can make that fit for you. So we've gotten people that demo that out. and have had a great experience with it. So yeah, you can accommodate either way. And then the split's even better for that too. If you're a side sleeper, but your partner's on their back, then they can lay however they want, and you can too.
Oh, very nice. So as far as like Beyond Sleep, because there's the other brands out there that have a similar concept without the sound aspect, what inspired Beyond Sleep to encompass the sound into their mattress to make them different than the other brands that are currently out there?
Yeah, it's another great question. So, I mean, you think about the gaming chair. I think like 15, 20 years ago, the gaming chair was like, what's a gaming chair? Why do you need a gaming chair? And now it's the staple. You're working in a corporate office, you got a gaming chair.
Exactly. Well, they call it the ergonomic chair now.
The ergonomic chair, right, yeah. And everybody's in their little racers. So, I mean, the idea here is that this can beat the next gaming chair of sorts. And so it's another level of an experience. You're fully wrapped in this. Even if you wanted to, so it's Bluetooth, auxiliary, or RCA. You can go to a TV system, you can go to a surround sound system, you could even headphone in if you just want to fully isolate and go in and then just feel whatever experience you're having.
Yes.
So the idea here is you've got another level of an experience that can't be had elsewhere. This tech, particularly with the sound included, is patented. So you can't get this anywhere else except for Beyond Sleep and the Vibrasonic. So this is a new experience. You could develop games that are wrapped around this idea of immersing the user in that sound, that low end, that feeling. And so it's a really new experience. It could be the next gaming chair. And so that's the idea. And especially if you are in a medical state, you spend a lot of time in bed, or you want to, because you had a long day on your feet.
Yes.
You want to relax in bed, you go to couch mode in this and you go to sleep.
Yes.
So it's another angle entirely, another perspective for a whole world of entertainment experience. We are looking at installing in movie theaters. So you think about watching a movie on IMAX with this sort of thing.
Because there's a lot of theaters that offer like the reclining chairs, but then in Asia they have the ones with the bed.
Exactly. Yeah. So now you feel that sound and you're fully wrapped in that. That's the idea.
Very nice. Yeah, because that'll give a different movie experience if you're able to adjust accordingly to how you want to watch the movie and everything. So that is awesome.
Yeah.
So along with, as we were mentioning earlier, like what was the inspiration to say we want to encompass the sound, the subwoofers into the bed?
Yeah, so Robert Eskridge, the inventor and founder, is a super innovator. He's created a lot of incredible patented products. He's got a lot of different products that he's been making. So extraordinary inventor there. And his son was a gamer, and he was asking, how can we take this experience to the next level? They had an in-home theater, and he's just thinking, what could we do to take this to the next level? And so they started testing that out together as a family, and that's what they started to find here was something that could really enwrap them into a new experience in a new world. So inspired by passion, inspired by creating another world and exploring that too with his family members and getting to know too even that world of gaming that might have been a little new for Robert.
Yeah.
And offering something that he can continue to expand some boundaries there, push some limits. So a lot of just pioneer there of what can we do next.
Okay, very cool. So for those that are watching this interview, if they're interested in Beyond Sleep, how can they be able to check out the products and also be able to place an order?
Yeah, okay, so go check out the website. Right now we're online only. Soon we hope to have a few in-store locations, but right now we're getting out there, so feel free to spread the word, tell your friends and family. BeyondSleepTech.com.
Okay.
And then place your order online, we'll ship it to you. It's going to arrive like some other matches, like it's going to be rolled up.
Yeah.
And it's super easy, and that's where you can check out all the specs and anything else you need to know. Reach out if you've got questions. At Official Beyond Sleep on Instagram if you want to check us out there. Okay. But you should be able to find everything you need there.
Awesome. So as far as assembly, because it's being shipped to you, how easy is the assembly process?
Okay, so you've got, if you do the whole bundle, you're going to have this base which you can put on legs, or it's also a flat mode where you can lay this on top of an existing base.
Okay.
So you would install the legs or place it on an existing bed base if you want. And then there's going to be two boxes. You've got one that's for the bass, one that's for the sound system.
Okay.
You can plug those in with just a couple of cables. It probably takes about 10-15 minutes that you plug in the speakers, connect the power, unwrap the bed. You're going to want to give the bed a few hours to just fully unwrap and fully deflate.
Okay.
And then you're off to the races. It's really as simple as that.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
So do you have to give like the mattress? I know some mattresses like, hey, have to give it 24 hours or overnight for it to get to its full size, with it being a memory foam mattress. Do you have to do the same thing with the Beyond Sleep mattress?
We'd recommend at least 10 hours would be ideal. If you got to get to sleep that night, you can do it, but we recommend let it vent out, let it fresh out for overnight if you can.
Okay.
But if not, yeah, we'd recommend at least 10 hours.
Okay, perfect. So set it up that morning.
Yeah.
Before you go to work.
Yeah.
And then by the time you get home from work, bedtime.
There you go. There you go. You got it, Dana.
Awesome. So as far as like for any other products that people can see on the website, is there anything else that they can see beyond the mattress and the bundle set?
Oh yeah, so I'm super excited to talk about this. We've got next up, we've had a lot of people ask us about different firmness levels. So we've got an adjustable topper that's coming in too. If you want a little bit of a firmer feel, you'd be able to adjust that feeling for yourself a little bit. And then we've got pillows and bed sets coming in. People have been excited about these sleep masks.
Yes.
So we are going to put these sleep masks on. People talk about these and they're like, can I get a few extra for friends and family?
Yeah.
So we'll throw those on there. And then we are working with Dream, the Minecraft YouTuber as well, if you're familiar with him.
Okay.
We're going to have a custom Dream bed in a bag set coming out very soon. That's branded and collaborated with Dream.
Okay.
And then finally, in addition to that, we've got actually a bed, because people have talked about this, the adjustable base and how useful that is. We've got one for the medical market too that helps if you have difficulties getting out of bed, in and out of bed.
Yes.
That's custom for them. So look out for all of those in the next few months. We'll have those all out on the website too.
Oh, that's perfect, because I was going to ask you about that, because a lot of people with surgeries, back issues, they will want an adjustable bed, but how easy for them to be able to get up with lack of movement or anything, because hey, if I do too much, this is going to open or whatever. So I love the fact that that's coming soon. So definitely check that out. Make sure you follow them on their Instagram to keep up to date with all their announcements. Are you on any other social media platforms other than Instagram?
Yeah, so right now Instagram's the main one, but we are also on TikTok, same handle. And then but yeah, check us out there, follow us, and then let us know what's up.
Okay, awesome. And then once again, make sure you use that Dreamhack code, which is good until what?
So right now we might be extending it, because a lot of people have been super excited about this. Right now it was through Monday, but we might give it an extra week or two. So I'll talk to them and see what we can make happen.
All right, perfect. So we'll definitely let y'all know when this is extended to, so that way y'all can make sure you take advantage of getting this promotion, and then you can definitely have this in your home, and definitely let us know your feedback of experiencing this bed, since you can't be here right now. Once you get it in your home, you can be able to do that. And then, of course, if someone is interested in connecting you with the convention near them, so you can do the same thing you're doing here at Dreamhack, how can they be able to contact Beyond Sleep to get them to become a vendor at their convention near them?
Yeah, so email us at pr@beyondsleeptech.com, and we'll get you in touch with the right people to make that happen. That'd be awesome.
Awesome. So make sure you definitely reach out. They're trying to get their brand checked out and everything. So no matter where you are in the U.S., and even if you're international, reach out to them, and that way you can do that, and then see how you can bring it. Or even if you have an event with your company, especially those that are in the medical field that watch our show, see about doing having them come in with your event at your hospital or your clinic, so you can introduce this to your patients and your employees, so they can take advantage of this. So once again, we are here at Dreamhack Atlanta. If you, of course, are not here this weekend, definitely go to Dreamhack's website to find out about their upcoming conventions, because they have conventions worldwide, so you can get your tickets there. Or also make sure you find out what the dates are for 2026 for Dreamhack back in Atlanta if you're looking to come here to Atlanta. Once again, make sure you follow Beyond Sleep on their social media platforms, and definitely check out their website to take advantage of the special Dreamhack discount for 30% off. Once again, everybody, thank you for tuning in, and we'll be seeing you soon. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Dana.
So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can't keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will.
If this the land of the free, it was a freedom then. When they annexed Hawaii and called it Cedar Lands, without any type of payment and no signing off. Called themselves the Republic in 1894. 1.2 million acres overtaken from the native Hawaiians. When they resisted, the West retaliated in violence and erasure. The Hawaiian language is banned as part of colonialism's plan to expand, yeah.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.
So if you put Hawaii into perspective, well, Black and Asian history is interconnected. Considering the fight with the Pacific, then of course versus Asia, they was treated as a middleman for war, but didn't let the Western colorism run its course. Cause dark skin was a sign of dignity to core. The land was taken in the name of capitalism, when prior to it was an actual kingdom. Clap back at the system.
Stuck between a rock and a hard place. Multiple bombings of Kaho'olawe. As a part of their ongoing war with Asia, used it as a place for target practice. No consent or compensation. Colonizers call for annexation. No work out for all the locals. School will never let you know. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. So many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. Too many stories left to tell, even if we have to ourselves. Can keep history on the shelf. If they won't tell it, we will. We will.